Thank you, Madam Chair, for convening this hearing. And thank you to Chief Smith for taking on the difficult job of leading MPD and addressing public safety concerns in a post-pandemic era. I look forward to hearing today your concrete priorities for improving public safety in the district and how council can support your efforts. It has been a difficult year for public safety in Ward 1 and across the district. The news yesterday that we've surpassed 200 homicides in the district this year was devastating. Wherever you live in the district, you're feeling the impact of this violence. And I get it. Yes, I'm a council member, but I'm also a mom raising my 2 daughters in Ward 1. No one should have to worry about their safety walking down the street, enjoying our public spaces, patronizing businesses. None of this is okay. The only way we're going to get through this is by working together thoughtfully and strategically. You've heard me say, I believe in a comprehensive approach to public safety. I'm not alone. Everyone on the council agrees. I think you agree, Chief. The mayor agrees. No one tool is going to solve crime in the district. No one agency can do it alone. Effective prevention requires policing, mental health services, social services, substance use disorder services, not to mention jobs and housing. Chief, you've said things publicly and in our conversations that I appreciate and are encouraging to me. You've expressed support for more community engagement by your officers, and you've already started this. I've appreciated the opportunity over the past several months to join MPD-initiated community walks all over Ward 1. I know that officers are engaging with businesses and residents and hitting key locations. You've also talked about distributing police resources more equitably based on incidents of crime. This is something I've talked with you about. I've also asked you directly to allocate more officers to the U Street area and PSA 305 and to other hotspots in Ward 1, which are chronically understaffed compared to PSAs with less crime in other wards. I've requested that you find funds for additional mobile cameras and pledge to allocate funds in the next budget if that does not happen sooner. I look forward today to hearing more about how you plan to do that, what your strategy will be, and how you'll determine where and when to allocate the resources. As we all know, recruiting and retaining sworn officers is a challenge for MPD, as it is for police departments in nearly every large city in the country. You offer bonuses of $25,000 and it's still hard to recruit. The council's provided funding each year for more positions that MPD's been able to fill. That is, lack of funding is not the issue here. One thing I've done in this area is to introduce legislation that'll increase eligibility for the cadet program and increase pay for those going through the program. I've spoken with some of the cadets who are enthusiastic about this idea, and I hope that the council will take up my bill so that we can get more recruits in the pipeline that way. I'm interested to hear what else you're doing, Chief, to increase recruitment and retention. Another challenge MPD faces daily is not being able to test the evidence it collects from crime scenes because the crime lab is shut down. To fix that, I'm working on a bill to help get the crime lab at DFS, which lost its accreditation in 2021, get its reaccreditation back. Inability to process evidence is a significant obstacle to prosecution and must be addressed expeditiously. And we have a serious problem with the Office of Unified Communications. We simply can't have people call 911 and wait 30, 60, 90 seconds, 5 minutes or more. This is not in your purview, of course, Chief, but it's important in every public safety conversation to be mindful of the tools we already have in place and work to make sure we're putting those into practice and using them effectively. Over the summer, Council passed the Prioritizing Public Safety Emergency Act in July under Chair Pinto's leadership, which give judges additional tools to keep some of the most violent offenders off our street and expand the council's popular camera rebate program. It also includes an amendment I co-introduced to require more community-focused policing, and it strengthens my red flag law, which requires the immediate removal of firearms from people at highest risk to do harm to themselves or others. I opposed a provision to increase pretrial detention for youth, and I'll continue to oppose that provision as we craft a permanent version of the legislation this fall. The public safety issues we're facing won't be solved overnight, and we must do things in short, medium, and long term. It's important to be clear about who does what. Council passes laws like the ones I mentioned earlier. MPD implements patrolling and crime stopping strategies. The U.S. Attorney's Office, which is accountable to federal government only, makes decisions about what cases to prosecute and how to prosecute them, but it has recently declined to prosecute 67% of DC cases. And finally, the executive branch of government, with the most power to do something about public safety, hosts numerous programs from the Office of Nightlife to mental health services, ABRA, affordable housing, DPW parking enforcement, and more. I remain as intent as ever on prioritizing police, social support services, parking, and other enforcement, I continue to believe, because it's based on evidence, that longer-term strategies such as addressing homelessness and creating job opportunities are the true way to eliminate crime. Thank you. Chief Smith, I look forward to hearing your testimony and asking you questions about your priorities. Thank you, Madam Chair.